Welcome to Anime Fanjutsu, where we talk all things anime.
I am now caught up on, I think I was watching it last time, the new season of Dr. Stone. Highly recommend.
I that's one thing I have caught up on, in that I have binge read all of Dr. Stone.
I'm gonna start watching it this fall because one of my friends, Julian Cam, said this. We were talking about what college major would be most useful to have if you were in medieval times, and he said it would be engineering because he's an engineering major, and I said it would be like computer science because if you know all this stuff you can just make computers, and he said that you wouldn't be able to do that, and I said that he obviously hasn't watched Dr. Stone.
Senku made a cell phone, so
when you get caught up to Dr. Stone, that pacing moves it's like the opposite of One Piece pacing. Like One Piece pacing starts out good and slows down. Dr. Stone's entire story just goes so fast.
I watched the first 3 episodes because I watched it when season 1 was coming out in 2019 or whenever, 2018 maybe. And in the first 3 episodes, they're doing really it takes them 3 episodes to get gunpowder, something really simple. And then my parents watched season 2. I didn't watch season 2, and they have a phone already. What did they do?
I mean, it's not it doesn't look like an iPhone.
If it's not 2 cups with a string in the middle, that's still crazy.
They reach terminal velocity at a certain point. It's probably going to be in the 3rd season. That it's they do this invention and they're at the end of the series in what feels like 6 chapters, though it's longer than that.
They have a hot air balloon and a speedboat. I mean, the world is their oyster.
Oh, have you seen the one guy that they've been, or you probably haven't? They introduce a guy that ends up being the captain of a ship at one point.
Oh, the guy that's the explorer that has the little butler lady?
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen him.
He's such an iconic character.
When he first shows up, I'm like, oh no, is this guy going to be a bad guy? And then he is not a bad guy.
His butler has a line that's you might think that him wanting all of these things is greed, but it's ambition is passion or something. It's just it's such a good line when it shows up.
He just wants to experience the world.
That's true. He's passionate about things, which is better than most people.
Because he gets things done, and his butler lady gets things done, and she makes really good bread.
I almost get the Avatar Legend of Korra vibes from them.
I did not. I watched Avatar, but I didn't watch The Legend of Korra.
In Legend of Korra, there's this guy that's from the Water Tribe that has a butler woman that ends up being way more important than him later on, which is really funny. But I had the same vibes from them when I was reading Dr. Stone.
I keep wondering if Butler is the male version of, and there's some butler lady word that I don't know.
I think the closest might just be Maid in English, but it feels definitely a different.
How come there's so many maid dress figures and there aren't any butler outfit figures? I want Zoro and Sanji in butler costume.
What about Black Butler?
But that's a whole anime. You can find Nami, who is on a ship, has nothing to do with being a maid at all. You can find Nami in a maid dress, probably as a figure.
Creepy dudes, that's why. You don't have as many creepy chicks out there that are man, I wish I had Sanji in a butler outfit. That's a total dude thing.
Knowing that there are nude figurines of male characters from One Piece out there.
They released a Zoro figure where he has no clothes on, or no, he is completely anatomically correct. And he has clothes, but you can take them off.
Why? Why does anybody need that?
There's one of Gojo, too, I think.
Cartoon! No one needs that.
It's so bad how popular it is, too. Christian was visiting me recently, and we went to the mall, and completely normal store, FYE, has anime figurines, whatever. We were just looking around. And there was a figure that we saw there. There was a very scantily clad character from One Piece.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Just openly sold there.
But to be fair, that is, that's close to stuff that she wears in the show. But also, that same line of figures has Nami and Robin wearing that stuff, which they never wear.
It makes me think of Killua's greasy brother that has all the little figurines. I'm That's what I think of when I think about people buying like these naked figurines.
For you, Julian, who have not seen Hunter x Hunter, the character is basically like an incel Discord mod guy who sits in like a dark room and has a bunch of like bikini anime figures.
It's like
That's
his
like-
treasure.
And at one point, Killua like uses him to do something and is like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna break all your figures.
I feel like that's half the side characters in any anime from 2004 to like 2013.
Yeah, there's that one guy in Steins Gate that's like that.
Worst archetype ever.
There's a character in Assassination Classroom. I don't know why I keep talking about it, but whenever I watch something really bad, I always talk about it.
Every time you say it, I hear Danganronpa.
Yeah. His first line, he's been in the show. Like other one of the characters, there's like 25 people or whatever in this classroom. They've all been in the show, but in the background. His first line is when there's like a robot character introduced. It's like a metal box with a screen, and it's a woman on it. And his first line in the entire thing is 2D girls are so much better than 3D girls or something. And that's his first line.
You mentioned this, and in my mind, my first line would have been, "This is my computer wife, Karen."
See, that would be like funny. What they did was not funny. Although they were making fun of him. Like one of the other characters is immediately like, "You haven't said anything this entire time, and that's the first thing you say."
Speaking of Steins Gate, I missed that show.
You
Do
should
y'all
watch
remember
the Zero.
a long time ago when we had an episode of the podcast and we were talking about different tattoos? You were there, Christian, and I
Yeah.
said, "Oh, you could get the gate from Steins Gate," because I had never seen it, and they were just like, "Yeah,
There's
that's
not a gate.
There's no gate," and I'm like, "What? That's the name of the show. There's got to be."
I don't even remember what Steins Gate is. It's like some philosophical. I think it's just like an idea. It's a theoretical idea.
Mhm.
And then you said you could get a tattoo of the microwave. And at this point, I had not watched it and I had no idea what you're talking about. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. And now I love that show.
The microwave from Steins Gate would still be a bad tattoo, though.
You just have to go into Steins Gate knowing that for the first 10 episodes, you're not going to have any idea what's going on.
My one complaint about Steins Gate is that it should have been 12 episodes because half of the 24 episodes were just boring. And it could have been 12 and the pacing would have been way better. I've heard Steins Gate Zero is good, but it's also depressing.
I have not watched that.
It's the one where I'll explain it for you, Julian, a little bit. It's
Thank you.
Steins Gate is time travel, and it's the type of time travel where when you time travel, you create like a split universe.
Mhm.
Where now that universe is separate from the original one because you've changed something. And I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but in the end, he ends up having to fix something by like spending his whole life fixing it and then time traveling past his past self to like fix his life. So for him in the anime, it just happened at the end. And he was like, and he met himself from the future where he was like, I spent my whole life making your life better. And then the other series, Steins Gate Zero, is the really depressing one where it's him spending his whole life working towards making his younger life better. So it's the alternate, it's the alternate universe of him where like all his friends died and he has to like invent time travel from scratch.
Not doing it.
And there's like a fight. There's not fighting in Steins Gate, but there's like fighting and stuff in Steins Gate Zero. I haven't watched it. That's all I've heard of it.
I really liked the very end of Steins Gate, not Steins Gate Zero, but I like how it ended. I thought it was like really smart.
I think the only reason that it's felt like that is because they made you have no idea what was going on for 10 episodes and then they explained it.
And you're like,
I don't know how I thought of this, but Christian, I know we were talking that you all had to read your Viz Manga subscription, right?
Oh, yeah.
I found out why that happened. So apparently they split Shonen Jump and Viz Manga into two separate subscriptions.
That makes sense.
And to be fair, it's still like $4.99, $4.98 total, which isn't terrible for like a month subscription.
Is that for both? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, you can just do one only.
Yeah, I think Shonen Jump is $2.99, Viz Manga is $1.99 or something
and
like
that's
that.
all we had is the Viz, and all of our stuff disappeared. And I guess it's because it's all Shonen Jump stuff.
Yeah, but I think they've added more things that weren't previously available for the subscription onto both.
I'm going to pull up Viz now.
So it's like a both really good and really bad thing in a way. Because like now all of your stuff's on Shonen Jump, and you can spend $2.99 for that, and you're not going to have a lot of the stuff you had previously. But now you have new stuff as well, from what I get. Like, I think before you couldn't read like Tokyo Ghoul, but I think now that's on the Shonen Jump
I love
app.
Tokyo Ghoul.
I need to read it. I've heard it's good. Like they have a bunch of stuff that was like previously you had to buy a volume on the app to read that are now split between one of the two services.
Anime tip for people that are learning Japanese. If you are just learning Japanese and you want a really easy anime that you can watch and kind of understand, Banana is your go-to.
Because it's for like toddlers.
Right. And so like it's my level. I can watch Banana and kind of know. I still don't know all of it, but I kind of know what's going on.
We have access to One Piece. That's all that matters for our Viz subscription. Because that's all I read.
Black Clover is what I was reading.
Is
Black
that
Clover
on Shonen Jump or is that on Viz?
Black Clover we can read. I think those are both on Shonen Jump because I'm just
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. They've separated it now, I see.
That's what I'm saying.
That I could buy the volumes of Black Clover that I was previously getting free with my Viz.
Okay. I think we have, it looks like now we have Shonen Jump, but we don't have Viz, which everything we read is on Shonen Jump.
Mm-hmm. It does look like they added more stuff to Viz that didn't exist previously.
Yeah, I looked at my favorites, and there's one on the Viz section that I had bought the first volume of physically, and I read it. And before, it was you had to buy the volumes to read it on Viz, and now you can read it chapter by chapter, that wasn't available earlier.
Yeah, so I guess in a way it's kind of good because more things are just available, like for free for the subscription.
And Funimation decided that they were going to merge.
Yeah, but then they don't put One Piece dub on Crunchyroll, do they?
I think we're watching it on Hulu, aren't we?
Yeah, One Piece dub is not on Crunchyroll.
Once I caught up on Hulu and Netflix, I had to go to. I now have a Funimation subscription I suddenly have to pay for just to watch one thing in dub.
I'm looking at Shonen Jump, and I remembered I need to catch up on Kaiju No. 8. I really like that. It's getting an anime soon.
Was that previously on Shonen Jump?
Yeah.
Okay.
I read it back when it started.
Mm-hmm.
When it first started, I started reading it when like the 3rd chapter came out, and now there are 88 chapters. I need to just read it from the beginning. I think I was caught up reading it like weekly until like the chapter 30 maybe, and now there's 80 something. It's getting a anime soon. The trailer looked cool. It was a teaser.
I remember you telling me about this before I had watched a lot of anime, and you were like, I'm reading Kaiju No. 8, and I'm like, did you read the first 7? And he's like, that's not how this works.
Get ready for Mob Psycho 100.
Did you watch Mob Psycho 99?
Have you finished this season yet, Christian?
No. I watched 2 episodes of season 3.
Dude, it's so good.
I haven't been watching anything.
There's one where I was like literally crying. It was so good. This is the most emotional Mob Psycho yet.
Did you all hear the beginning One Punch Man season 3 soon? I don't know if any of you are excited for that, but
I don't watch it, but she does.
I love
Brooks did.
Brooks liked it. The first episode, I was kind of like, this is weird. There's like a big lobster guy. I don't know what's going on. After that,
I haven't watched it, so I don't know exactly. But I think I'm gonna like Mob Psycho better because Mob Psycho is like the same thing but more emotional and more like relatable.
I do think Mob Psycho is better because One Punch Man to me is just funny. Mm-hmm. Like it's all funny, and I feel like Mob Psycho has heart.
Yeah,
I think it's funny that the guy basically made 2 manga with like almost the exact same premise, and they both got really popular.
From what I'm hearing, the guy who originally made the webtoon and then was working with the guy who made the manga is doing a 3rd series.
I hope he uses the same trope again.
Apparently, from what I'm hearing, from my news sources that are the most publicly available news sources ever, it's kind of like Record of Ragnarok in that it's like a tournament style thing.
I like tournament arcs, but I don't know how I would like a whole tournament.
Yeah,
it's like the whole thing being a tournament.
It's supposed to be like a 47 versus 47 thing.
Actually, I don't know if I like tournament arcs. They're too much fighting, really.
The Hunter exam is good. It's not really a tournament, but it's kind of
Hunter had Heaven's Arena, which was a tournament. and it was like a good tournament arc because it was just a few fights, and they were like, it was showing how they. It was like them training, but then My Hero had the tournament, which was just boring.
Yeah, that's not the best thing that My Hero's done. I'm gonna read Kaiju #1.
Kaiju. I mean, you have to get caught up.
Right? Can't go straight to 8.
Kaiju #8 is like the way I kind of. It's now become its own thing after a while, but originally it feels like, and most anime feel like a mix of different ones when you start them, but it felt like a mix of like Attack on Titan and My Hero.
Yeah, when I was reading Kaiju #8, I thought the original concept was cool, and then there's like a big reveal that happens very early on. But I'm like, this is Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
What were we saying about Chainsaw Man? It was like Jujutsu Kaisen and something.
it's very, very Jujutsu Kaisen and Tokyo Ghoul, I think you said.
So from what I'm hearing, the manga is called Versus, and there's 7 chapters out right now.
I think any anime or manga, when it's brand new, you can kind of like say that it's like something else. You have to give it like a season to get into its own thing, unless it's like really groundbreaking.
What would you say Tokyo Revengers is like?
I feel like that one's pretty unique just because most shonen that are really big are like superpowers or like something, and they're just like normal people. And like he's got his weird time travel thing, but they don't explain it as a power. It just happens, and which I like.
I was gonna say if you knew another one like that, you should tell me because I'll watch it.
Because most shonen are like magical in some way, and that one is not. I think it's pretty groundbreaking on its own. But like Chainsaw Man is very similar to Tokyo Ghoul. The vibes are like Jujutsu Kaisen, but I think the story is very similar to Tokyo Ghoul. And at least I only watched the first season of Tokyo Ghoul, but the premise.
Man, you have to finish all these shows. You get me started on these shows.
I told you I don't do
watch
nothing.
them, and then you just stop, and I finish it, and then we can't talk about it. Like the Dark Tower series.
Christian, put Cam on it. Your
Put
mom
Cam
can
on
talk to someone about it. You put Cam on Dark Tower series.
Dark Tower is so good. And I'm
So
going to,
good.
every few months, I start reading the book again. Like, I finished the 3rd one in, like, October and got halfway through the 4th one. And now I'm halfway through the 4th one. And probably in October again, I'll finish the 4th one and get halfway through the 5th one.
You know, the first graphic novel I ever read was Dark Tower.
I should be reading the graphic novel, not the book.
It's so good.
Isn't the graphic novel...
And it's in color.
Who does the graphic novel? Do you know?
I cannot remember. And if you have seen the movie, don't judge it by the movie, Julian. The movie is nothing like the books.
I have not seen the movie. Unfortunately, I don't know how to read things that don't have funny little pictures in them, so it takes too much time.
It's so good. And we were talking earlier about how people like leave these big gaps. He wrote the first 4 books, and then there was like this years long gap. And then he got in that accident where he got hit by the van, and he didn't think he would ever write another one. And so we were like in the middle of this series, and there were people like giving him death threats, like, you have to finish this.
I'm reading it how it's intended.
And then finally he like got back into it and like just churned out the last books one right after the other, and I was so thankful.
Maybe when I finish this book I'm reading, I'll go dig up the 4th Dark Tower book out of the boxes and finish it.
Can't be as bad as George R. R. Martin. That man's never writing whatever the last Game of Thrones book is.
Power scaling. Who wins? Tony Chopper or
One Punch Man.
All of My Hero.
Aizen?
Tony Chopper wins.
All of My Hero versus Zoro. I think that taking in, like, you have to keep in mind, we're already doing Class 1A versus Zoro, because we know if we did Class 1A versus Straw Hats, the Straw Hats destroy Class 1A. So Zoro alone, I think that's saying it enough, is that his whole crew is too much to even consider.
But Zoro by himself, he's not eating a devil fruit, so he doesn't have like any weird power.
Neither have any of Class 1A. Or
But
I
they
guess
do
that's what quirks are, is devil
But they
fruit.
do have quirks. All of them have quirks.
I think the important question here is, which version of Zoro are we using? Are we using start of series, he's tied up on that cross Zoro, or he's using.
We're doing Baroque works. Baroque works.
Wait, let's do post Alabasta. So he did the thing where he can cut steel.
He can also dodge that one attack Mr. One did.
Yeah, okay. The observation hockey.
Yeah, basic observation hockey, more or less.
I have he's prone, and these are children.
I don't know their names, but I have a list of, or I have a picture of them. Mineta is gone.
Yeah, he's taken out first.
I'm not taking into account if they are working together and have like a good plan or prep time or anything.
You know, Todoroki and Bakugo and Deku will work together. The three of them, they're like on it together always.
I feel like Zoro can beat them all individually, easy.
This is my question, right? Because I haven't watched My Hero. Is the guy that can like erase is Shota Aizawa a strong, like really strong? Is he like one of their stronger people?
No, but like his quirk is one of the best.
Yeah, I think like because we're kind of relying on them being in a universe where everyone has some dumb powers, and they like this guy can cancel out powers, whatever.
Oh,
and they're just up against a guy who's so strong he can like one arm lift like thousands of pounds, and he doesn't have any powers they can cancel out. He doesn't have like any powers, and we more or less know that he could probably put up against a fight against someone who's invisible because of what he does in Baroque works on Alabasta.
Observation hockey
doesn't really do anything in the show. Like, she's not a great fighter in the show.
Aizawa is my favorite character from My Hero. He's technically not in their class, and he would definitely lose to Zoro.
Bakugo and Todoroki are my favorites.
Are we?
And Bakugo is like Lord Explosion Death Murder or something, and he does explosions.
Mr. Five solos. I mean, Mr. Five doesn't solo.
Todoroki has ice and fire power.
It's not Mr. Five. Who is it? Mr. like A? Who's the guy with the bomb fruit? Is that Mr. Five?
It's Mr. Five, yeah.
Yeah, Zoro beat, or I don't know who beat Mr. Five.
Are we including the teachers?
I do want.
If we included the teachers,
Zoro v All Might.
I think that My Hero Academia would win.
Against Alabasta Zoro, yeah.
But
against like Wano Zoro, I don't know.
If there's no teachers, I feel like Zoro could win unless Bakugo and Todoroki like really hit him at the same time.
I know what we need to do. Team 7 versus the Straw Hats crew.
That's a tough one. Is Kakashi included? Or only Naruto and Sasuke?
Sasuke, and Sakura.
No Sai. He was in Team 7 for a while.
Because the Straw Hats don't have a teacher. But the Straw Hats do have more crew members than...
Right. It would only be 3 people if you didn't include Kakashi and Sai. If Kakashi's included, I'm going to go with Team 7. If not, I'm still going to go with Team 7. Just because they have like powers that I think are stronger than Devil Fruit powers.
Are we also going Alabasta?
I was going to say, Straw Hats definitely lose in Alabasta, but like currently in the manga, maybe...
I'm not there yet.
It might be the Straw Hats.
I think we use not even any like hidden reveal sort of things. We just use like their pretty linear exponential power gains. Like we don't use the big reveal that's in Wano.
Yeah.
And we're going against like near end of series but not entirely end of series versions of these characters. I think Tony Chopper solo is about half this team.
Team 7?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Sasuke versus Chopper.
I mean, the Chopper that I know, I'm going to say Sasuke.
Sasuke high diff.
Okay, think about it this way. We know in Wano that against a certain character, Chopper is able to make this disease sort of thing that cancels that out, right?
Yeah.
What are the odds that if he really put his mind to it, he could just make a plague? Like he could make a disease that kills all 7.
All diseases.
But what if you make a plague? One, that's a long game. You might get killed before it takes effect.
What if do you think end of series Chopper, after he achieves his dream, he's cured every disease, he'll make a plague just so we can cure another one?
No.
Will this happen? I give it 50-50.
Chopper. I'll just have to mention while we're talking about Chopper that Chopper hiding is the best part of One Piece.
When I was reading the manga, I didn't even notice it. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing to watching
It's
it.
adorable. His wanted poster, he's hiding poorly.
I think because I'm biased and no other reason, Straw Hats win.
I'll have to wait and see when I get caught up. Because where I'm at right now, they would not win, but I'm only at Skypea.
Christian,
Yes.
would any of these characters drop to Fishman Island conquers hockey from Zoro or from Luffy?
Sakura. Yes.
Because if that takes out a seventh of their team, that's still enough.
Team 7 is 3 people, by the way.
No, I'm looking at this Wikipedia page and it says it has more people in that.
I think there's like people that join and people that leave.
Oh, okay.
At any given time, it's one like leader and 3 ninjas.
It's Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura, the 3 main characters of Naruto, and maybe Kakashi because he's their teacher.
And Sai takes Sasuke's place when Sasuke is off being retrieved.
Can any of these people put up a fight against advanced conquerors hockey users?
I don't know what that means.
I think
This is to Christian.
I only watched Naruto and I didn't even finish it. I didn't get to Shippuden. I think if we're talking like Shippuden, Naruto, and Sasuke, probably Naruto and Sasuke, but I think that before anyone even moves a muscle, Sakura is going to be knocked out. From
Luffy activates conquerors. Functionally, a third of the team's out. Straw
yeah,
Hat
but
Gang
also
versus
she's like
Team 7.
she's a third of the team member wise, but like power wise, she's like not even like 100th of the team.
Are we putting? Can we move just for our sake, Christian? Can we move Bartolomeo onto the Straw Hats?
He's not a Straw Hat, but Bartolomeo
Straw Hat
solos
Grand
any.
Fleet.
Also, Kurama is technically part of Naruto, but still strong enough on his own. The Nine Tails.
I think that Bartolomeo solos almost any anime character. But actually, not solos, but like he won't lose, like draw, because he can't kill people.
My argument here would just be that I think the Straw Hats have too versatile of a skill set.
What do you mean by that?
Like if we're looking at like modern or like Wano, but before a big thing happens, Straw Hats. You've got someone who has Fishman Karate. You would have Nico Robin, who can make arms and legs appear wherever. Like that's an
She
insane
can also
power.
make eyes appear places, but she does it one time.
Eyes and ears. We know that she does ears as well. We have Tony Chopper, of course, is the most powerful character on the crew. And then we also have like the big 3 people.
And
Like I
Brooke
think
can
there's
play music.
possibility. Like observation hockey against even the speed of these characters, I think would just kind of even that field, right?
Okay, here, last one. Zoro versus Ichigo.
Ichigo. End of series Ichigo? Or like where you are now?
Hueco Mundo, which he already has like his second hollow form.
Are we using Zoro from where you are now as well?
If we do, Zoro's going down fast.
Yeah.
Since you've gone farther in both, you tell me.
I mean, I think Ichigo could honestly probably beat Luffy.
Current Luffy?
End of
Well,
series
Luffy's-
Ichigo?
Luffy's
probably
weakness is the blade.
That is true.
Buggy solos Ichigo.
Because Ichigo gets so many more power-ups.
And it's more than just like sword fighting. Like he can like shoot stuff out of it. And
It doesn't matter what kind of Bankai or whatever. Buggy solos Ichigo with the buggy ball.
I don't think the Buggy Ball could hurt Ichigo, even if he like just tanks it.
Buggy's gonna awaken his devil fruit and split the atom and make a nuke.
Ichigo got hit with a Sero and it didn't hurt him, so I think he's fine. Which is just a big bomb.
Actually, knowing the final villain of One Piece or of Bleach, he definitely beat Zoro.
Consider this, Julian. Predict what you think Zoro is going to be like when he finally becomes the greatest swordsman and beats Mihawk.
See, Zoro can't even beat all the swordsmen in his own world.
Yeah, how is he supposed to beat like the most powerful character in a different universe? It's also a member of the Big 3 and has a similar level of power scaling.
And he's like,
Goku versus
Technically Bleach isn't over. Because we have the Hell Arc that got like one chapter and said the start of the Hell Arc at the end, and then never did anything more. And this is like 10 years old.
waiting on it.
Sonic the Hedgehog solos Goku.
I mean, Golden Sonic?
The strongest version of Sonic that there is.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to ask which Sonic already means that you've opened your mind to the possibility that
No.
Sonic could be Goku.
I'm saying base Sonic doesn't, right?
Oh, base Sonic doesn't, but base
Base
Goku.
Sonic beats baby Goku.
I
though.
think base Sonic might beat base Goku.
Have either of you watched Dragon Ball.
No, that's what makes his powers
But
so much funnier.
If Goku doesn't go Super Saiyan, what can he do?
Just because it's one of the big ones, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Golden Sonic with all the Chaos Emeralds. They measure his speed. It's not miles per hour anymore. It's like universes per minute or something. Or
It's
per
like
second.
universes per second or something. It's
Universe per second. What does that even mean? He definitely beats Goku. Goku can, like, I know there's something with universes in Dragon Ball, but I think it's a different character. I don't think Goku changes universes. I think he might do something to one universe, but
this is just a side tangent. I hate like multiverses as a narrative concept. Like 2 things have ever done it well.
Spider-Verse!
Spider-Verse did. Apparently the new one's delayed.
No!
Terrible year for
When did they move
Marvel
it to?
fans.
Did they
Not
say?
next year.
It's not next year anymore?
No, I'm really tired of the whole multiverse concept.
It's MCU's fault.
There's like 2 things that have done it well, which is Spider-Verse and the Invincible comic series. And if I see a bunch of manga start doing it soon, you know, I might have to go off the grid. I'll be in a log cabin in Wisconsin sooner or later.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Did it well.
True, 3 things.
I haven't watched that
multiverse as
yet,
well.
but I heard it's good.
It is really good. It's really weird. It's very avant-garde. I liked it.
It was very good. Yeah, I think we can all agree Tony Chopper solos most anime universes.
Chopper solos Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yep.
I think that current Tony Chopper.
There is a character in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood who is God.
Who?
Truth.
But he doesn't do anything.
There's also Barry the Chopper.
But if you use that, they reference there being a god in One Piece. They reference there being multiple gods in One Piece. So if you include them as characters,
Yeah, but specifically
you can't
Tony
do that.
Chopper.
no, truth does not count. He doesn't fight.
No. When Mythical Zoe and
I
Tony
think-
Chopper comes out, we'll be having a different side
I
of this
think if
argument.
Chopper is fighting the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood universe, truth is not in that fight.
Yeah, but they have like Philosopher's Stones. Is it, like,
Yeah, not the human fruit, bro. They don't get the Rumble Ball.
Okay, are we doing okay? Saba Odi Monster Point solos that verse. Post time skip Monster Point doesn't,
How?
because it's so much worse post time skip.
I think you can argue that any Straw Hat solos Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Maybe not bro.
You went to Brook before you went to Usopp.
Oh no, Usopp solos. Give me
Full
one
Metal
character
Alchemist
Usopp.
Brotherhood.
You saw the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood final fight.
He knocked out one fish man, dude.
I don't think Usopp's killing someone who can regenerate 10,000 times.
Usopp's gonna get a devil fruit.
Tony Chopper does solo Full Metal Alchemist though. We can agree.
You can't eat 2 devil fruits, right?
No, you'll die.
Surely not.
Chopper could eat like 10,000 Rumble Balls, though.
I think he would die. Overdose on Rumble Balls.
I'm just looking for the spinoff that is Zoro and Chopper going off on their own whirlwind adventure.
You gotta have Robin with them.
Robin and
Chopper's
Frankie
relationship is
romance
iconic.
anime.
Robin talks like she is an inappropriate phone worker. She's always like, "Hi, everyone."
And I don't know if she changes or if this is just a thing she does. I didn't realize in the manga. She's not using anybody's name. She's saying swordsman, navigator.
Let's see you, navigator.
I don't know if she does it before that one arc.
Does she not call Chopper Tony though?
She calls him Tony, but nobody else calls him Tony.
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah, calling him Doctor would be weird.
I just want to call Zoro Mr. Bushido. If you want to help us make better podcasts, support us on Patreon and let us know what you would like to hear.
Make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and be sure to follow Anime Fanjutsu on Instagram. We are at Anime Fanjutsu. Bye!